Hello, hello, everybody. Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another cryptocurrency live stream. I know you are all loving these, and we are back at it again today. So right now we are Sunday, and I was expecting a little bit more upside price action for cryptos over the weekend. Unfortunately, we didn't really get that as of just yet. I may be speaking too soon, because if we look at the futures here for stocks, we did slightly turn green. Actually, just before this live stream, we were a little bit in the red. So the greener the stock market gets, the more of a chance we have to flip back into more bullishness for crypto as well. And as per usual, I might need to slow down just to give a minute or two for everybody to join the live stream. But welcome everybody to our live. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum as per usual, and any of the stocks that are potentially outperforming here. In fact, it looks like today, funny enough, these stocks or cryptos, sorry, that are actually performing a little bit better than most are actually some of the smaller altcoins. Okay, so you can see this here on the top 24-hour performers of the last 7 days. If we just check the top performers in the last 24 hours, you're going to see ApeCoin here up 4.3%, still holding its gains. Very impressive there for ApeCoin, and these type of hype coins, so to say, can actually be pretty bullish for the rest of the market. Okay, if NFTs start becoming hot again, etc., that could really help crypto as a whole. And of course, welcome to all our viewers here. We have 4 live viewers already. And hopefully you'll leave a like, support the stream by giving it a like, and also subscribing if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications. But moving forward here in the top performance in the last 24 hours, to show you that actually some of the smaller altcoins are the coins that are making some of the bigger gains right now, or at least holding up the best, which means that investors are actually seeing value in some of the smaller altcoins, right? In fact, by this price action that we're seeing here in the last 24 hours, it seems like a lot of investors are judging these altcoins to be undervalued at current prices. And to be quite honest, I do agree with it, right? We're not seeing that same type of strength even amongst the strongest coins out there, or should I say the biggest coins out there, such as Bitcoin, which has been really mostly flat, if not a little bit in the red. And I'm finally going to go ahead and clean up this chart here because I drew so much on it. But as you can see here, we'll see if it's able to get back above $19,000. Unfortunately, though, and this is very disappointing from Bitcoin, it did actually drop lower over the weekend, and we're now back below 19K. In fact, we're currently below 18.8K, which is a little bit, we're right on support here. So a little bit lower, and we could be slipping back below 18K again. And that's why the title of this video is titled More Weakness for BTC and ETH. Now we can go over quickly to the ETH chart, see what's going on. By the way, the viewers are skyrocketing. Welcome everybody. We're 10 live viewers here. Thank you so much. We're just getting started on the stream, so you're not missing anything here. Just talking about how ETH and BTC have been performing over the weekend. Now, same thing for ETH, right? You'll notice down in the last 24 hours, almost 2% here, so even worse than Bitcoin. And it's also coming back down to its very critical support level at $1,250. Okay, so like I said, this is kind of a make it or break it level for ETH, and very similar for BTC. So I don't like to see these two coins on the edge of support like this. But of course, we'll have to see what happens, right? Like I said, if futures turn more green, which now they just flip back to red, which is exactly what I'm talking about, that's where things get a little bit dangerous, right? Because if stocks are doing good, then we have a chance at least for crypto to do good. If stocks start dumping again this week, then it's going to be very hard for crypto, which right now unfortunately has added weakness compared to stocks, to hold up. And by the way, we have 12 live viewers here. I want you all to know, in case you're new or not, that I am always looking and answering your comments in the comment section of these live streams. This is your opportunity for you to communicate with me. If you want me to cover any coins, if you want to share your opinions with the whole community here on the Right Trader channel, go ahead, leave your comments. I want to know what you think about this, right? We talked about how over the weekend now these coins are weakening again, but I personally expected coins to actually end up moving a little bit higher over the weekend and start pumping next week. So I'm not gonna say that can't happen just yet, because we just saw right now Bitcoin moving back above that $18,800 level, but we really want to see stocks and crypto pretty much turn deep green this week, okay, especially considering the amount of weakness we already had. So going back to the top performers in the last 24 hours, because I think this is a really important metric right now that shows you just how undervalued some of these altcoins might be. Moving forward, we have Cosmos, yet another with ApeCoin that had big gains and that's holding its gains, right? Yes, it did drop a lot in the last 7 days, but now we're moving back up. Algorand, absolute outperformer here. I called that it was going to go above 40 cents. That's why I always tell you to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. This is something that I literally mentioned in my last live streams. I'm sure some of our regular viewers can vouch for me that I told you that we're going to get a move to 40 cents on Algorand. And, Algorand and XRP have been heavy outperformers right now. But if you look at that just on my drawing here that I drew on my previous live stream, we came up on this resistance level. But guess what? This is not necessarily the end of this, right? We could still go all the way up to another 20% move higher, up to 47 cents, and we could probably even peak out at 50 cents. So 30% bounce potential here for Algorand, even though we already pumped a lot. And that's why I keep telling you, subscribe and turn on those bell notifications, but because you're missing out on huge value with these live streams, okay? I have years of technical analysis experience, years of cryptocurrency experience. I always bring up the long-term chart. I've been around the first bull run, the entire crypto winter, the second bull run, everything throughout, okay? I've been there, done that, and that's why I'm asking you to please hit that like and subscribe button to support this live stream. We got our first comment of the day from Crypto Plumber. I've seen you before in the stream, so welcome back. And he's saying, do you think auction will survive the bear market? Now, I'm not sure if that's a specific coin or not, so let me know, Crypto Plumber, but I'll gladly answer if you're able to let me know if that's a specific coin or not, just so I understand your question 100%. And of course, you can always follow me on Twitter and check out my technical analysis master course. It's less than $20 and comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. I'm actually thinking about raising the price on this again because I just feel like there's too much value in this course for the price. But if you want to take advantage while the price is still cheap, this is your opportunity. You can find a link to that in the description of this video. Now, moving forward with the rest of the technical analysis here, we're going to talk about BTC and ETH, but I just wanted to go through some of these other very popular coins that are now seeing upside price action. And what's so crazy with this is not Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay? This is some of the smaller, or should I say medium range altcoins, okay? We have things like Chainlink, once again, still gathering a lot of interest. I also want to mention that Chainlink is a coin, one of the few that has pretty much always been uptrending, okay? So this is a coin that I do expect to do very good in the long term, and any altcoin right now that is fair priced or even undervalued is getting a lot of love from investors, okay? This is really a great time to be accumulating, in my opinion. And once again, please remember that's not financial advice, that's just my own personal opinion. But we also see things like Quant, once again, a crypto that a lot of you like. I know that I actually covered it just a few streams ago, and I said we're going to be heading back to $120. Guess where we are? We're just under $120. Great performance here, both in the last hour, 24 hours, and the last 7 days for Quant. So I'm not going to go through the whole list here, but you can just see that some of these smaller altcoins, medium range altcoins, are actually starting to see a lot of bounce action, and that's because they just simply sold off too much, okay? This is why you're seeing Bitcoin and ETH stay steady or maybe even drop a bit, yet some of these smaller altcoins that maybe people would consider weaker actually are outperforming here, okay? That's because they're just too oversold right now. And we got more comments here from our viewers, which I absolutely love. And taking a look here, we got Kostadin Temikov. I don't think I've seen your comment before, so welcome. If you're a new viewer, make sure to hit that subscribe button. He's saying $9,600 next year, I believe, based on his comment. So I think he's talking about Bitcoin here. He is expecting Bitcoin to get a drop down to the 10K support level, basically, which I said could happen if we end up falling lower. If we lose $17,600 support level, which is one of our main support levels, I can go ahead and draw that back in here on the chart. That corresponds right to our previous low that we had during our initial drop lower here in this bear market. And if we lose that support level, we really don't have any support until about $14,000, and we could obviously, depending on how bad things get, slip lower than that. So that's why Costadin is saying $9,600 next year for Bitcoin, I believe. You know, is that going to happen or not? It's impossible to say just yet, because we are on the edge of support, and we could get a short-term medium bounce. But what's for sure is that we have been in this bear market over here, as can be seen by the Bitcoin chart. We've been steadily downtrending as well. I'll go ahead and put back in our downtrend line here. You know, we've not broken above that. We've attempted once or twice, but it's not actually held. And by the way, I'm on the weekly time frame here. So here you're really getting a good big picture look at everything that's been going on. And you can see, you know, right now we're actually lower in this pattern, having completed a lot of it. And guess what? We're coming up on a critical crossroad area here. What is this area? Well, this is the area where we're at the end of this little triangle formation, this little wedge formation, between our horizontal support level of $17,600 and our downtrend line. Okay, so this is a very clear area where we're either going to get a move back higher. You know, we could go as high as 30K, maybe even 40K here on some kind of very big bounce. I think 30K is a more realistic bounce target for now, but keep in mind, okay, if we fall lower, if we lose that $17,600 level, we're really going to be heading quite a bit lower, down to at least $14,000, and 10K or lower is not out of the cards. Okay, we just hit a new peak on this live stream. Thank you so much for the support, everyone. 13 live viewers, welcome to the stream. If you're not here already, we're covering Bitcoin and ETH, and we talked about some of the top performers in the last 24 hours. I also pulled up the last 7 days to show you all the top performers. We have coins like XRP still holding its gains, by the way. It ended up really flattening out at about 49 cents, but we are holding that level, which is absolutely amazing. And if we get more upside next week, you know, we might even see it go higher, like I talked about, up to 65, even 75 cents potentially. So I'm still keeping an eye on these futures here. We're seeing them flip back to red, and that could add more weakness on the price to Bitcoin. If you paid attention to the live stream, which hopefully you do, you just saw me look at the Bitcoin price just a few minutes ago. We're at 18,840, I believe. And guess what? As we saw stock futures sink lower, Bitcoin's price fell lower exactly in parallel. Okay, that's why I keep telling you always during these live streams. I know some people in the crypto space don't like hearing about stocks. The thing is, stocks and cryptos are extremely correlated, and right now stocks are leading crypto. Okay, if you pay attention, you're going to see how similar the movement is, how correlated they are, and you'll probably thank me later. Okay, but as per usual, none of this is financial advice. If you do want to stay updated with all my live updates, make sure to follow me on Twitter. You can find a link to that in the description of this video. Now, with that being said, in terms of any type of bullish news here, we have, of course, the XRP jump this week. That was after the Ripple SEC lawsuit news. That is looking like there is going to be a final judgment on that, and that could be extremely bullish for the crypto market as a whole. In fact, this news right here, okay, although it may not seem like much, as soon as we get a clear decision, this is something that could literally put crypto back into a bull market. Okay, so the potential outcome of this and the consequences are absolutely huge. This could turn around the bear market, in my opinion. Of course, we still need to see what happens. But with that being said, I also want to go ahead and talk about some of the other strong performers here this week. We have coins like Algorand up 24% just in the last 7 days, still moving higher as we speak. Okay, so those are some of the top performers, and we can go ahead for fun and look at some of the underperformers here. Guess what we have? We have good old Terra Luna Classic, LUNC, LUNC, the ticker. And this is a coin that, once again, if you've been watching my live streams, you know what I've been saying about this coin. I said that we were going to be heading lower again, down to 0.00017, and guess what? We're pretty much there as we speak. Massive pullback on this coin. Doesn't mean that it can't go back higher again, but this was really a level that was drawn out perfectly on the chart to go back down to. If I move back to our 1 day time frame, how did I spot this? Some of you might be wondering, how did I make that call literally days before it happened? Well, all I did was look at where our last support level level was, right? And of course we got a huge over 500% bounce from the bottom, so I knew that we were going to see some type of pullback, and then it was just a matter of seeing where our gap was, and pretty much based on the chart, our gap was at this 0.00017 area, and guess what, that's pretty much right where we put in our bottom. We might actually come back and test that level. So you know, very accurate call on my part, and this was actually a pretty easy move to predict. You know, I called literally a 67% drop. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of Lunacy fans did not see this coming. I could see this coming from a mile away, and like I said, that doesn't mean that everything is over for recovery of this coin, because it does still have this uptrend over here that we could bounce off of, or we might just bounce where we are now and start heading higher again. But this is why you need to pay attention to this type of stuff, and please do yourself a favor and make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on those notifications so you don't miss these very valuable live streams. We got another comment here by Gap Cousins, and I haven't seen you on the channel, but he's saying, I'm pretty sure, I didn't subscribe to that channel, but welcome to the channel regardless. And over here, if I look at the underperformers, we got things like Raven Coin. This one is trying to make a bit of a recovery here, so we'll see what happens. A lot of the proof of work coins actually surprisingly in the red here in the last 24 hours and in the last 7 days. So Ethereum Classic, I am still pretty optimistic on this coin. You know, it does tend to stabilize around $30, maybe a little bit below that, but then it starts pumping higher again. So I think this one, just give it a few more days or weeks and it'll start pumping again. I'm pretty confident on that. But it's just interesting to see the underperformers, and it is something I wanted to mention to you all, because this information is value. Okay, it helps you understand where investors are putting their money and where investors might be taking out their money. Okay, now some of these coins have maybe a little bit more reason for concern. However, there's coins that I think are just kind of flat right now, waiting their next pump. Okay, that includes coins like potentially Lido even. This is a bit of a riskier play, but it's very big with the new Ethereum proof of stake merge. Okay, things like Dogecoin. I saw a few others, Shiba Inu. These coins, Solana, this is a huge one. Okay, look at Solana, did not fall that much in the last 24 hours. This is just some stabilization around its $32 mark before it gets its next pump. I truly do believe that. But let's keep an eye on Bitcoin and the stock market futures, because this is really where we're going to get our best signals and our best hints as to what's going to happen in the next few days. Okay, and once again, I'm asking you all to please let me know in the comment section down below any other coins you want me to do an analysis on today during this live stream. And also, do you think we are going to get a bounce here, or do you think we're going to just end up seeing more and more weakness until we lose support? Okay, that's going to be very ugly if it happens, but we know that we're very near support on Bitcoin. Okay, just pretty much $1,000 away. And by the way, I should actually tell you what price percentage move that is away. We're only, okay, from our current price, we're only 5% off from seeing that drop lower, from seeing the complete breakdown of Bitcoin, which would probably lead to a complete breakdown in the rest of the crypto market. Okay, and by all means, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not necessarily safe right now. Okay, I wouldn't say they're any safer than some of these top performing altcoins that we see over here, things like Apecoin even, which some people might think that's funny, but the fact of the matter, just look at how it's performing compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, it's outperforming them, and not for no reason either. Now, for Ethereum, unfortunately, what's worrisome with Ethereum is Ethereum has seen a big sell-off since its merge, and what makes me a little bit more nervous is we're really right on top of support for Ethereum. Okay, you saw how I talked about a 5% move before we start breaking down on Bitcoin. Well, for ETH, unfortunately here, we're only, you know, the real support here is at $1,250. So basically, we're only about a 3% move away from seeing that meltdown happen in Ethereum. Okay, that can literally happen in a matter of hours. So that's why I'm always saying be very, very careful with this type of signal and what we're seeing on the chart here, because it could get messy. And we're seeing a bunch of comments coming up from all of you, which is absolutely awesome. So welcome everybody. Let's try and beat the record on the stream. I really want to beat our all-time record of 50 live viewers. So make sure to like this stream and share this stream with your friends on Twitter. You can easily go ahead and retweet this on my Twitter page. And of course, you know, you can just send it to any of your friends who are interested in crypto. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and read some of your comments here. So we got Brandon C saying, we are fixing to lose support and tomorrow will be a Black Monday. So here, Brandon C, regular viewer on the live stream, he's expecting more downside for stocks starting Monday even, and a follow through on crypto. Let's see what some of you else have to say. So we got Doug O. Welcome, Doug O. I don't think I've seen you before, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications. Doug O actually says, I think so too. Now we also got Costadin saying great potential, low price, sold out for 4 to 5 months, next bull run, $400. Costadin, tell me which coins you are referring to when you're mentioning this. Brandon C saying smash that like button, please. I agree with Brandon C. Go ahead and hit that like button. What's interesting here is that most of you are actually bearish right now, from what I'm seeing. So thank you all for your thoughts, and if any of you are bullish, let me know in the comments down below. I want to see kind of if there's more people who are bullish or more people who are bearish. You know, sometimes when more people are bearish, that's actually when you end up getting pumps. But of course, a lot of you are experienced in the crypto space. You know, you're in this crypto during this bear market, so you probably have a decent amount of experience, if I had to guess. Now, Konstantin Temikov is talking about Kusama when he's saying $400. For those who don't know, Kusama is, you know, very much related to the Polkadot ecosystem, and it's their canary chain. This is a coin that was absolutely flying during the bull market and came very, very low back down. You know, basically a 93% drop from its all-time high at $621. This is a coin that I am actually very bullish on for the next bull market. Okay, I think this is one of the prime coins in terms of upside potential and pumps during a bull market. And by the way, thank you for that comment, Costadin, because I just want to show you this type of coin, right? Although it's, you know, very much forgotten by most people during the bear market, I just want to show you back to the all-time highs how much upside potential we have here. It's over 1,000%, folks. It's about 1,400%, and that's just if we get back to the all-time highs. Who knows, we could go back to $1,000, or should I say go to $1,000 for the first time in the next bull market for Kusama, and that would of course be double the amount we're seeing on the screen, but at least a 1,000 to 1,400% pump back to the all-time highs. You know, it seems very, very possible for me, and I don't think this is going to be the type of coin that's going to be slow in the bull market. I think it's absolutely going to fly. So thank you for all your comments. See, this is why I love when you leave comments, and anybody else in the stream. We're reaching a peak of 14 live viewers. Don't be shy to let us know your thoughts. Share your favorite coins with us. If there's anything that you've noticed on the charts, let us know. Okay, we're a community here, and we like to help each other understand what we're seeing in the market. So that's why I love to hear your opinions. Okay, I think it's helpful to everybody. So thank you so much for everybody who's joining the stream, and you know, also supporting the stream through your comments, through your opinions, and hopefully also through your likes and subscriptions. And of course, you can always support the stream even more by considering to give a super chat. Okay, that really helps me during the bear market. And basically, you know, your super chats really allow me to continue to make these streams on a regular basis. So it is truly, truly very, very much appreciated. And all your support is appreciated, of course. Now, I wanted to go ahead and look here on some news, if there's anything interesting going on. So we can see here, this is actually pretty bad news for Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic hash rate slides 46%, okay, since the merge. Proof of work ETH forks gathered double-digit gains. So first off here, the hash rate, although it had pumped a lot, now it fell back down, which means that miners are moving to other coins, maybe Bitcoins, who knows what they're moving to. But for example, we had this fork right here, right? This was the ETH proof of work fork. This one is actually seeming like it's recovering a bit. I need to see more concrete plans for this project because I hadn't found a lot. It went as low as almost $4. Now it's back at $11. So we might be seeing more miners move to that ETHW coin, which is that ETH proof of work coin, very similar to Ethereum Classic. It's just a fork of Ethereum after the merge for miners who supported, of course, proof of work. So, you know, I love to talk about the news as well, not just the technical analysis. It's all important. We're seeing futures sink further and further red. Of course, it's very volatile here. We've seen it go red to green and back to red again. So it is very volatile. So we don't know for sure what's going to happen. Okay. But we need to keep our eyes on this, because I'm telling you right now, if this is going to be another red week for stocks, we're probably going to see that weakness follow through right into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I bet you anything, if we go over to the Bitcoin chart, I didn't look at it here in a second, I bet you we fell lower. So let's see. Yeah, we did. We're going lower in that $18,700 range. And like I said, right, the question is, when are we going to see this flip back in the green? Because right now we're seeing these futures dump more and more. We're seeing us head closer and closer to this support level. And you know, I mean, as soon as we break past that $17,600 level, even below $18,000, it's pretty much over in the short term for Bitcoin. Okay, it's going to be a massive and very, very ugly drop. Also, I want to tell you that like I've said many times, if you've been watching these live streams, Sunday tends to be the days with the biggest moves, both to the upside and the downside for Ethereum. For any crypto out there. Okay, and that means that we are Sunday today. In fact, a lot of these moves, a lot of these big moves of weakness or sometimes pumps tend to be on Sundays, and also during the nighttime, right? So either Saturday night or Sunday night. And we've seen some of the biggest drops on these time frames, on these days, especially in the nighttime. So yes, we could be heading into a very red day Monday if we continue the way things are showing, which is why I titled this video BTC and ETH More Signs of Weakness. Okay, so we're seeing this happen, we're seeing the weakness come in, and this is exactly the opposite of what I want to be seeing. Okay, so this is why, you know, it's a bit disappointing to see this, especially when it's from these bigger coins, because these are the coins that really can't afford to be showing this type of price action. Okay, so I am hoping that we do see these futures flip into the deep green, and that we see a nice green week for crypto that's going to put us in a much safer range again. And we really want to try and make our way back above $20,000 here, because that gives us the hope that we might be able to break above the downtrend line and get maybe a test of $28,000, which I talked about as being our likely level to go back and test if we get a move higher. That's very close to our red 200-day moving average, which would be a logical level for us to retest. So right between $28,000 and $30,000. And wow, we got a huge super chat from Brandon C. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the support, Brandon. And thank you even for being a regular viewer since the beginning of these live streams. He just gave a super chat of $10. So thank you so much for supporting the live stream in this bear market, and I will be continuing to give you all the best content on YouTube. So huge thank you, Brandon, for that super chat. It's greatly appreciated. So like I was saying, on Bitcoin here, you can see that this level of $28,000 to $30,000 is going to be a key retest level, right? About let's see how much, about a 50% plus bounce. And this is going to put us, as soon as pretty much we even get back above $22,000, that puts us back above the downtrend line, and it also puts us back above the 100 to 50-day moving average. Okay, these are these little blue and orange lines that you see over here. And as you can see, they've been downtrending for a while. They're now starting to flatten out. Okay, this tends to be a very good sign when these flatten out. And you also see the Bollinger Bands here. These are these very slight blue lines. You may have trouble seeing them, but these Bollinger Band lines are flattening out as well. So what does that mean? That means that right now the market is still undecided whether we're going to go to the upside or the downside. And that's why we're looking very closely at these price levels. Okay, so things like $22,000 to the upside, or anything below $17,600, because that's where we're going to be heading in the next few weeks, depending on which side we break first. Okay, so keep those levels in mind. About $22,000 for Bitcoin, that puts us above key moving averages and the downtrend line. That's absolutely huge. And once again, that's not that hard to do, right? We only need about a 15% bounce for that to happen. However, the reason why this title of this video might seem a little bit bearish is simply because if you look at the actual downside potential, we only need about a 5% move to be in serious breakdown mode. Okay, which is why we're on the edge of support. We got another comment here coming in from Brandon. Thanks again for the super chat of $10. Thank you so much for your support, Brandon. He says, you're welcome, brother. I appreciate all you do and all I've learned from you. Thank you. That really makes me happy. That really warms my heart. And you know, I just want you all to know that through your super chats, your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions, you are continuing the growth of this channel. You're continuing the motivation for me to keep doing this on a daily basis. So truly, thank you so much. Okay. And you know, I'm doing these for free, but any bit of support that I get really makes it more likely for me to be able to continue doing this as my full-time job. So huge thank you to Brandon for that super chat, and also thank you to all the rest of you for your support and viewership. So we talked about all these important levels for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and start digging back into Ethereum. Also, let me know if you want me to cover some of those other bigger coins that are kind of hot right now, things like Ethereum, etc. Let me know in the comments down below. XRP, etc. if you want me to cover those. So we have some interesting coins here that have been you know, stronger than others, things like XRP. We also can talk about a few other coins that may be of interest to you. I'm thinking potentially things like Solana or maybe even Dogecoin. So just let me know in the comments down below if you want to see you know, those coins being analyzed later in this video. But let's dig into the ETH chart here, because we haven't gotten to talk too in depth based on what has been going on more recently. So right now, pretty much at $1,300 flat, right below that. And you know, the RSI is flattening out. However, we have these expanding Bollinger Bands. Okay, so what this means is unlike what we saw for Bitcoin yet, where we're still very undecided, these expanding Bollinger Bands means that, you know, we're going to get a pretty strong move here. Now, it is yet to be decided if we're going to get a strong move higher, which is totally possible, because when you get these Bollinger Band expansions, and by the way, this might be a little bit complicated for any of you who may not know technical analysis, which is why you know, I made a technical analysis master course, and trust me, I'm not trying to show this course. I already have 240 students who took it and left great reviews, but I'm mentioning this for your own benefit. Okay, less than $20, everything you need to know about technical analysis. Just go ahead and take a look at it. You can find it in the comments in the description of this video, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you're not going to find this type of technical analysis course for this price and with a 30-day money-back guarantee where you can try it risk-free. Okay, completely risk-free, and you can get your money back if you're not satisfied within those first 30 days. So take advantage of that. Now, in terms of what I was saying here for Ethereum, right, these Bollinger Bands, these expanding Bollinger Bands, which are covered in the technical analysis master course, this actually can create upside potential because there's now space to move higher. Okay, when the Bollinger Bands are very tight and flat, like we just saw for Bitcoin, it doesn't mean that we can't get a breakout, right? But it means that we're basically building up towards that, and right now we don't have that much space to just go flying yet, right? It's something that'll have to happen over the course of days. Ethereum, however, its chart is showing that we have a lot more room to move higher quite quickly. In fact, we could go all the way up to $1,800, even $2,000 without too much problem here based on the chart. And this is something that could happen extremely quickly, you know, within a week or two, based on what I'm seeing here from our current chart, actually. So like I said, right, this just shows you the potential here. But like I said, we still need to get, you know, to at least a 30% bounce, you know, getting up to $1,600. And if we want to get above $2,000, $2,100, we need about a 62% bounce. Whereas we're only at 3% before potentially seeing the next leg lower, which might push us down to, unfortunately, $1,000. So, you know, we need to be very careful here, because yes, we do have that upside potential, and by all means, I still think we could see that move happen, but we need to remember that with only 3% margin of error here, we could be heading down to $1,000 or even lower for Ethereum. And of course, if this happens to Ethereum, I'm sure it'll be the same for Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoins out there. Okay, you know, most of these coins are correlated. For the most part, we're seeing altcoins actually act a little bit stronger, but you know, just take a look at what's happening with stocks and you get your answer in crypto, right? Welcome, Blue. Welcome. I love seeing you in the live stream. Regular viewer, Blue. We had an amazing stream. We're not done yet. We got a huge super chat from Brandon. So just wanted to say welcome to Blue. He's a regular viewer of ours. Now, as you're seeing here on the chart, right, the weakness is continuing for ETH. and very, very little room before we hit our support level and fall below that. Okay, and I already talked about what's next, that 1,000, the move down to $1,000, which could be very, very fast. And moving over to the weekly chart, you see here that, you know, when you're zoomed in, things might not even look that bad. Unfortunately, if we move to $1,000 and below, we could be sinking all the way back down to $500 or lower for Ethereum. Okay, we talked about that $350 peak bottom potential. That's still something that could absolutely happen, especially until we see something change with stocks. You know, there's going to be a huge amount of pressure on Bitcoin and Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market. In fact, Ethereum itself has been seeing more pressure. You might be wondering why. This is simply due to the fact that it now completed its merge, and although you know, I can congratulate the developers because the merge went extremely smoothly, the fact of the matter is that this is a typical buy the rumors, sell the news. Okay, so people were buying the hype before the event happened, and then as soon as the event happened, they sold off. Okay, so this tends to create a very, very big price drop after the actual main event is completed. And for Ethereum specifically, it was the Ethereum merge. Okay, so now that that's over, there's no real huge catalysts or so to say reasons why people are buying Ethereum, right? Or at least that's how the market is perceiving it, and that's causing a lot more selling pressure for Ethereum specifically, because after the merge, right, it was very, very ugly. In fact, if we go ahead and look here, you'll see that you know, we fell I believe this is, yeah, pretty much from the merge. I believe we fell about 30% since the merge. Okay, so it's been pretty much non-stop downside, pretty steady downtrend as well. If I go ahead and draw it out here, you'll see that you know, we did actually break out of the short-term downtrend, but we're right on the support. So this is really an area where we might get some stabilization, or we're just going to slip lower. And you know, as soon as we move below $1,250, I think we're going to see $1,000 very, very shortly thereafter. Okay, and thank you so much for all the viewership. Please hit that like button, subscribe, let me know if the stream is running smoothly or not. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all our regular viewers as well. But leave your comments, let me know if the audio is good, let me know if the video is good, and of course, even more importantly, let me know if there's any other altcoins that you want me to cover. We talked about Kusama, there's still a lot more coins out there. I'll go ahead and cover XRP. I'm sure a lot of you are interested in XRP, but please don't hesitate and let me know what coins you want me to do an analysis on. And of course, whether you're a regular viewer such as Blue or Brandon, or someone who just found the channel, or maybe watches me just occasionally, we want to know your opinions on what you think is going to happen. Okay, do you think we're going to get that drop or not? Now for XRP here, it's a bit of a different story. Very, very bullish movement on XRP, and in fact, I'm smiling looking at this because I said that XRP was going to manage to hold this move higher. Now I did say we could end up getting a little bit of a pullback down to around 43 cents to close this little gap here. That's only about a 13% drop, so not that big of a deal for an altcoin. And then I think we can start moving higher again, but who knows, we might end up moving higher first. Okay, because right now, if we look at what's happening, we're actually holding and stabilizing after this pump higher. Okay, so this could end up creating a staircase effect to the upside. Okay, our next move will be back to 55 cents, the previous high here, and I think we could head as high as 65 to even 75 cents on the peak of this current pump that we're on for XRP. Okay, so really, really like the setup on XRP. I like everything fundamentally with it as well. I mean, it's still the same old XRP, and we're also going to be getting that news for the lawsuit soon, so it's pretty much the perfect storm here. Of course, it would be nice to get a coin like this when it's a bit lower, maybe closer to 40 cents or even lower, but unfortunately this might have been it, right? This bottom might have been it at 30 cents, and now we might just start creating a new base higher. So that's absolutely possible for a coin like this. Keep in mind, we are overbought right here, but if you pay very close attention, you can see signs that this may not be the end of the pump higher. In fact, we bounced off our 70 line on the RSI, which tends to be a very bullish signal, because that means we can continue, yes, in the overbought territory, but also continue breaking out. Okay, that's something that's very common in these type of bigger breakout patterns. Still very strong on the MACD and the histogram. no real signs of major weakness there yet. Okay, so we're really seeing market. Okay, so that's why I'm always telling you that you know, there's no reason to have a war in the crypto space, right? Because all of these things, right, they kind of help each other. Okay, so the more coins that are popular, that are bigger coins that do well, it's gonna cause the entire crypto market to rise. Right now, the global currency, the global cryptocurrency market cap, it's a number that I like to talk about a lot. Okay, it's today at 963 billion, down about 1% in the last 24 hours. We've seen this test and even go back up above $1 trillion, which is a very important key level. Right now, we're still a little bit below that. Okay, so pay attention to this number, because I think if we move below $950 billion, things could start getting a lot weaker once again. Okay, so those are some key levels there that I want you to not ignore. Things like the global cryptocurrency market cap. Also, you can see these other stats here, such as the Bitcoin market cap dominance. This just shows you, you know, how much market cap is in Bitcoin compared to the rest of the crypto market cap. It is currently at 37.42%. And also another chart while we're talking about these little details, and you know, please subscribe if you're seeing the value in this. I really go in depth through these live streams. I know it may be a little bit complicated if you're kind of new to this, but hopefully you're catching on and starting to get more and more knowledge of technical analysis, crypto, how the markets move. You know, I had to learn this myself through years and years of experience, and I'm sharing you all of this right for free here. That's why I appreciate the super chats greatly. So once again, thank you to Brandon C for that huge $10 donation there. And of course, there's other ways to support me as well through the technical analysis master course, right? And I'm so confident that you'll get the value out of these 2.5 hours of video lessons, 15 video lessons total, teaching you everything about technical analysis. You still have that 30-day money back guarantee if you're not satisfied. So a lot of ways to support me during this bear market, and any support is greatly appreciated. But right now, we are still talking about Bitcoin and how it's moving. Okay, so like I said, an interesting chart here is going to be to look at the BTC to ETH chart. Okay, this shows you how strong BTC is compared to ETH, or maybe even easier to look at is the ETH to BTC chart. Okay, so this kind of shows you how strong is Ethereum compared to BTC. Where is the money going into? Is it going more towards Bitcoin or more into Ethereum? And basically what's really interesting here is you know, I'm talking about this because we just talked about the Bitcoin market dominance, but basically what you're going to find here, I'm just cleaning up this chart real quick. This is Ethereum to Bitcoin. So you're seeing that right now since the merge. Okay, when did the merge happen? Literally right here, folks, literally right here. So at the top of this was when the merge happened, and you see what happened next. Pretty much right after the merge, the downside started accelerating very fast. We lost about 15% here. So people started at least holding, or if not buying, more Bitcoin after the merge. Okay, so money really flowed out of Ethereum post merge, and right now it's trying to find some support on the 200-day moving average and also on the 100-day moving average. It is absolutely level where it could find support and start moving higher again, but we still need to get a little bit more confirmation of that. And by the way, if you want to know my personal opinion on this, I do think personally that you know, that Ethereum can outperform Bitcoin in the coming years. Okay, it has probably one of the strongest network effects in crypto. It has some of the best, if not the best, decentralized applications, things like Maker, Lido, Uniswap, Aave, great DeFi protocols. It also has things like ENS domain names, which has the more of a floor price is naturally put into Bitcoin based on its market cap. Okay, so that's something to very important to remember as well. And you know, I'm talking a lot here. I'm going to take a quick water break. While I'm drinking some water, I want you all to let me know if there's any other coins you want me to cover during this live stream. Now is the time. So go ahead, don't be shy. Leave your comments on which coins you want me to do a quick analysis on. If you want me to look at some of the shorter time frames on Bitcoin or Ethereum, we can look at the 5-minute, the 15-minute chart, things like that, the hourly chart. Just let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you want to share your opinions with the rest of the viewers and the community here, let me know and I'll go ahead and read out your comments. I always pay attention to your comments. If you really want me to make sure that I see your comment, you can go ahead and drop a super chat like Brandon did. But you know, regardless, I try and read every single one of your comments. We did get a comment from Blue here saying, noticed RSR made it into the top 100 recently. Opinion on that? Well, thank you so much for that comment, Blue. That's a great comment and observation. I actually did see that RSR got a pump, and I'll mention what RSR is in a second if some of you don't know. So RSR is a reserve token. This is a coin that has actually been around for a surprisingly long time in the crypto space. Okay, now it did fall back out of the top 100, it seems, but if we look in the last 30 days, very big move higher. Okay, and you know, this was in the past a coin that I thought would actually manage to hit $1 eventually. That could still happen. Now it's a coin that's not really, you know, popular, so to say, right now. It has been in the past, right? I mean, back in 2021, this was an extremely popular altcoin, reaching as high as 11 cents all-time high, and now it's at a 93% drop. Guess what else had a 93% drop? Kusama. So these coins that may still retain their amount of popularity in the next bull market and have this level of upside potential could absolutely go flying. Okay, which is why I always tell you, you know, pay attention to which are good coins that fell a lot, because if I go pull up the chart here for RSR, I'm sure it'll be pretty much the exact same as for Kusama, but just for the sake of it, you know, drawing back to the all-time highs here, we have a massive 1,400% move back to the all-time highs of a little bit above 10 cents. And keep in mind, I said this coin could potentially even reach $1 eventually. Who knows if that's going to happen, but let's just assume it gets a few multiples above this on the next bull market, let's say 20 cents or 30 cents, right? If it gets 30 cents, that's going to be almost a 5,000% move higher, okay? Let alone if it's able to touch 50 cents, then you can do the math, but we're really talking about some huge numbers in terms of percentage gain, okay? We currently have 10 live viewers on the stream. Thank you so much, everyone. Great viewership throughout this live stream, and I'm going to keep doing these live streams with the amount of support I have. It's very motivating, especially with super chats like the one that Brandon gave today on the stream. So thanks again, Brandon. I can't thank you enough. And if anybody else wants to support through super chats, I'm greatly appreciative of that. You're allowing me to continue to do this for you all on a regular, if not daily basis, covering these altcoins, and you get to hear about some coins that I would consider potential long-term gems like RSR. And we got this comment through Brandon, who Blue, who reminded me of it. Blue is a regular viewer on the stream, and you see here the amount of potential upside that you have on a coin like this, right? Also, an interesting thing with a coin like RSR, since it got a pretty sharp and steady drop, okay, it only needs to go back above about 2 cents, maybe 2 cents and a half, before our next level is about 6 cents, and the one after that is pretty much the all-time high. So it really only has 2 to 3 big support levels before we're basically back to full blue sky breakout, you know, flying back above higher. So that type of setup is a very powerful, explosive setup for the next bull market. Okay, and I also want to know, I try and make sure these streams have the best audio and video quality, and also let me know if my internet connection is good, that everything is running smoothly in terms of the stream, in terms of my audio, my voice. It's very important for me to know. So I'm asking you to please let me know down in the comment section down below if everything is smooth on the live stream. Okay, it's so important for me to give the best quality content possible, and when you let me know how it's going with the technicals in terms of the stream, it's very helpful for me. We have another comment from Blue saying, have any thoughts on XLM? I've had it on my watch list for a while but never invested. I think the last time that I owned any XLM was literally during the first bull market ever, which is all the way back in 2018 if I'm not mistaken. So if we go to the long-term chart, right, it actually got 2 decent spikes higher. The first one though is when I had more knowledge about XLM, and then it did actually manage, although it seemed like it was a less popular coin on the second bull market, it did manage to almost reach the previous all-time high. Unfortunately, it didn't manage to reach the previous all-time high, and that's something that I don't like to see too much. But it may also be due to the fact that XLM trades very much in line with XRP, which is also, if I'm not mistaken, again, a coin that didn't manage to break out above its previous all-time high. So if we go over to the chart here, you're going to see actually it's even more clear for XRP. We went quite a bit lower in terms of how high we went on the second bull run. Okay, so about half what we did the first time. And although XLM almost managed to go at the same level as the previous all-time high, it didn't. So that puts a little bit of a higher low, a bit of a double top. It's not the prettiest formation, but that's not to say that it won't get a pump next time around. In fact, XLM could be a very, very good sympathy play off the back of XRP. Okay, so we're talking about XRP. I showed you the huge bullish news here of the breakout rally, the potential for the SEC lawsuit to be, basically over. And if that happens, okay, not only is XRP going to basically become the hottest coin in the market with probably tens of billions of dollars flowing into it within a matter of days and weeks, but XLM, right, a coin that's very, very kind of similar to XRP. It's actually technically a bit of a fork of XRP. This coin is going to go flying higher as well. Okay. I believe it's a coin that is very, very closely partnered with IBM. So that's a huge company. And, I just wanted to pull up the website here to see if there was anything interesting going on with the project, but it's basically coming back down to its support levels. We're actually a little bit above that, almost double above the previous crypto winter. So I think it's a coin that will probably do very good in the next bull market. Okay. In fact, in terms of actual percentage gains, I'm trying to think, are you going to get better move on XRP or XLM? It's hard to say. XRP is probably the safer bet there. And once again, that's not financial advice. That's just my own personal opinion. But just to say briefly, yes, I do think XLM is going to be a coin that rips higher in the next bull market. So thank you again for that comment, Blue. Now, if any of you want any other coins, let me know. If you have any of these, any thoughts on any of the coins that I just mentioned, or of course, the biggest coins in the market, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, let me know. Okay. We covered quite a few coins today, and I'm sure I might be able to cover one or two more. I just wanted to go back and take a look at Bitcoin here. Unfortunately, exactly what I didn't want to see. Bitcoin sinking lower, as I mentioned on the beginning of this live stream. Okay, if you didn't believe my calls on Terra Luna Classic, etc., you might believe this one. You saw me at the beginning of the stream say that there's more weakness. I mean, it's literally the title of this video, and look at what's happening, right? The more weakness is showing. Okay, it's literally happening live now. Stocks, kind of steady, a little bit red, nothing crazy. But we need to be wondering, why are cryptos so weak? Okay, especially Bitcoin. And I'm sure if I go over to Ethereum, it's not going to be looking the best either. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what's happening on Ethereum's chart here, as we're seeing more weakness come into Bitcoin. I am pretty sure, yeah, we're seeing more weakness come into ETH as well. Okay, now below $1,290. So unfortunately, based on the amount of weakness that we're seeing here, I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we ended up getting a very, very big drop, in the next week or two, right? Because I'm telling you that if we lose that $1,250 for ETH, I'm very worried about the potential drop lower here for ETH. Okay, because to be honest, even back when we were here during this initial drop, this $1,000 support level was very, very iffy and weak. Okay, I mean, we went as low as $880 just on the first test. Okay, then we managed to stabilize a bit. We even went back down below $1,000 again. So I am afraid that that $1,000 support level is really not as strong as it should be for Ethereum, which is why I'm saying we need to avoid going there at all costs, because once we're there, I'm just not that confident that it's going to hold. So please keep that in mind as you're seeing the price get closer to that support level that I'm mentioning, which is $1,250. Okay. Obviously you can follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Link to that in the description, as well as my technical analysis master course. These are amazing resources for all of you to learn more and stay updated with me. I wanted to take a quick peek at Stellar here. Not much new. It's a very sleepy project, which is why, you know, I would feel safer holding XRP over XLM. I still think it's going to do good just because of XRP. But right now, look at what's happening in the last hour, folks. Look at what's happening in the last hour. I told you how the weakness is coming in, and now guess what? It's following through, okay? We're now down 0.4%, 0.3% in the last hour on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, some of you might see those numbers and thinks it's a joke, but what happens 24 hours later, 7 days later, we're down another 10%, we're down another 15%, okay? That's what tends to happen. You're getting those first signs of weakness. I also want to remind everybody, when I'm talking about these key levels here, these key levels of support and resistance, right now we're worried about a bit of a drop. So we're going to talk about the key levels of support. There's a huge number of traders, okay, especially people who trade futures, that put their stop losses a little bit below support. What ends up happening? If we move in the direction against their position, they're either going to get stopped out or liquidated pretty quickly, and that's going to cause an even bigger and sharper drop, okay? And you can see patterns of this where you can see patterns of this right over here during our previous drop on ETH. Okay, let me move over to a cleaner chart here because that chart is getting very messy. But to illustrate that point that I'm making, you just need to look at what happened, right? We started dropping, it wasn't too bad at first, okay? As soon as we lost our support level over here, guess what? We got our first really big red candle, and did it stop there? No. Why? Because as we move lower, there was more and more stop losses or positions that got liquidated. We eventually ended up getting a peak bottom in the short term. And even after that, okay, we didn't actually manage to go much higher, and we got yet another round of big liquidations and big sell-off, but until we finally found some type of level that actually allowed us to move back up again. But now, right, that might even be the end of the DAT, as we're getting a pretty sharp drop lower. I'll also take this opportunity because I'm seeing an interesting pattern right here on the Ethereum chart. Now, this is an indicator that I don't always use the most, but I did mention it because sometimes it really does work. It is the Elliott wave patterns, okay? So this is an indicator where you can take the Elliott wave and draw how many impulse waves you got, okay? Once again, if technical analysis is a bit complicated for you, please check out my technical analysis master course. Link to that in the description of this video. 30-day money back guarantee. Literally, you can try it risk-free, 100% risk-free, and get your money back within 30 days if you're not happy. So check that out, link in the description, because we're talking about some more advanced technical analysis stuff. But as far as the Elliott waves, right, we can count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that would be the end there. If we go ahead and bring this pattern right here a little bit differently, okay, what we're seeing here is this is why I don't like the Elliott wave. Oh, actually, no, this is completely accurate. What I just drew, I paid attention here. But look at what's happening. Okay, so here we basically hit 5 Elliott waves. Okay. Now, of course, some people draw these a little bit differently than others. You know, some people might say that I drew it slightly wrong. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. But the idea stands that basically, right, we're now on the impulse wave lower, okay? So right now, from what I'm seeing, based on how I do Elliott wave patterns, we only completed 1, 2, 3 at most, and we're currently kind of still in the third pattern downwards, the third impulse wave downwards, okay? Which means that we still have, let me go ahead and make some more space here. We still have to end this current downside move, which literally could push us down to $1,000, and then we might get a small bounce. But even after that, we might get our third big wave, sorry, our last 5th big wave downwards. I'm messing up everything I'm saying here, but sorry for the messiness of what I just drew. Okay, so basically, for those who didn't understand because I didn't express myself clearly, we had our impulse waves higher. Okay, this shows us the kind of uptrend move, okay, the bounce, so to say, the reversal. Okay, that's now been completed. We tried coming up towards our 200-day moving average. We didn't actually have enough strength to hit that. And by the way, this is a pattern that I saw on Bitcoin as well, and that's currently still playing out as we speak for its 5th wave downwards. And now for ETH, okay, now ETH maybe had a bit of a delay on Bitcoin because it was waiting for the merge to complete, which is why it still has about 1.5 patterns to complete. But we do have already the beginning of the downside Elliott wave pattern, and it's not even done yet, right? We still have this little last half to hit that C level, and then maybe a bounce, and then hit that last fifth wave, that E level. That's going to be even more of a downside drop. You know, that could maybe even push us down to $500. Okay, so this is why I do like the Elliott wave pattern, even if you draw it messy, which sometimes I don't even draw it right, but you get an idea of how far we are on the impulse wave higher and how far we are on the impulse wave lower. And by the way, Elliott wave patterns are pretty amazing. In fact, most stock market moves have Elliott waves in them. Okay, I can go ahead and show you this right over here historically, just so you see that I'm not just creating this out of thin air. Okay, let's try this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess what? That one was perfectly drawn out. Okay, we got the start of our uptrend and the end of our uptrend exactly in line with the number of Elliott waves. And I like to use the A to E pattern just when we're going downside to not mix me up. But look at this one over here. Okay, look at this bigger pattern, and you can do this on any time frame, right? You can do this on shorter time frames, on weekly time frames, but take a look at this right here. So let me make some space again on the chart and pull this over here. We then got this little drop over here, and if I go ahead and draw this one out, that's about 5 patterns right there as well. Okay, so very, very accurate here, and you know, it just keeps going on and on. Now sometimes I find that this pattern isn't 100% accurate, but it gives you a pretty nice idea of how it's moving, right? And look at what I just drew again, yet another one. Okay, 0 to 5, perfectly in line with this little bounce we had over here. And just for the sake of it, since we're drawing this out all the way through, I'll go ahead and put it on this next bit of market data to see what was going on. So here, you know, we have once again another accurate Elliott wave pattern based on what I'm seeing here, right? And sometimes maybe I'm doing these a little bit messily. People might agree more if I had drawn it like this, but like I said, right, the overall pattern is very, very accurate with Elliott waves. You know, the number is not even the most important at the end of the day. It usually stops at around 5 impulse waves. That's the important thing to know. But I just wanted to draw you out to show you that I wasn't just, you know, drawing this out of nowhere, inventing a pattern. This is a pretty well-known technical analysis pattern that has an extremely high, you know, rate of being produced on charts. Okay, like I said, pretty much every downside move or upside moves has these Elliott wave patterns in them. Okay, it basically shows you how much strength a move has until it runs out, which, like I said, it's typically 5 patterns. Okay, so that can be 5 patterns to the upside, like we see here in blue, or 5 patterns to the downside. If you love this type of in-depth analysis, make sure to smash that like button. Okay, you're not seeing this type of in-depth analysis anywhere else on YouTube, and I want you to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications to never miss a live stream. We have so many amazing viewers here. We're currently at 9 live viewers, and we have so many regulars in this stream. Crypto Plumber, Costadin, Brandon C, Blue, all of you, thank you so much for the support. I'm sure you're all still watching right now, and anybody who's new to this stream, welcome to the channel. We have a really good community here where we're sharing information. That's why I always ask for your opinions on what you think is going to happen with these cryptos. And I also want to say, right, despite the fact that sometimes these titles may seem bearish because we are in a bear market, we can get a bounce. Okay, but it very much depends on how stocks move, because right now, I hadn't looked in a minute or two, but guess what, we're falling even lower. Okay, which means that the drop is accelerating in the futures market for stocks. Okay, and what did I tell you in the beginning of this live stream? Stocks and crypto tend to be extremely, maybe even overly, actually probably overly correlated. And look at this, right? Now, whether you agree with it or not, I agree with it. Maybe half is crypto is considered and a risky, if not extremely risky, asset class. Okay, so if you move over to stocks here, which are typically considered a bit safer, okay, and you look at the NASDAQ, okay, so the compilation of tech stocks index, well, this is the weakest performer right now. So you can only imagine why, if we're seeing a let's see here, I'm all over the place. If we're seeing a 0.4% drop on the NASDAQ, then yeah, it makes sense that we would do basically 3 times that on Ethereum. Okay, that's just how the market tends to trade these things. It's not a good or a bad thing. There's no point in trying to fight against it. If that's what the market is telling us, then that's what it is. Okay, the worst thing a trader or an investor can probably do is try and go against the market. And please keep in mind, everything I say in these videos is not financial advice. It's just my own personal opinion. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up the live stream now. My throat is getting tired from speaking so much, but huge thank you to Brandon C for that super chat earlier in the stream. And any support like that really allows me to continue doing this on a daily basis. So please consider dropping super chats if you've gotten value or help from these live streams in any type of way, any type of informational purposes. And make sure to follow me as well on Twitter for live market updates. I post new videos on there as well, so you can stay updated. And of course, we dug into deep technical analysis during this video. You can find a link to my technical analysis master course with that 30-day money back guarantee already included in the description of this video as well. Huge thanks, everyone. We see Blue thanking me for the stream. Thank you so much. Blue is going to be going to bed. I believe he's in the UK. So with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support. And I will surely be seeing you soon as we keep an eye on what's going on here with this weakness. If it's going to follow through and mean more downside, or if maybe, we're going to manage to flip back into the green on stocks and then on crypto as well. I'll be here to update you whenever that happens. But for now, we're going to be calling it the end of the stream. Huge thank you, everybody. And I will be seeing you probably tomorrow or the next day for yet another amazing crypto stream packed with insights. And hopefully you're subscribed if you haven't already. But this is going to be the end of the stream. Once again, thank you to all our regular viewers. To anybody who's new, I want to welcome you to the channel. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today here as I take my last sip of water. After talking so much, we did an over 1 hour live stream today. But I'll be leaving you for now, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.